right, we are on some of our last steps. So we're going to start putting our quilt top together. In this quilt, one of the things that's really beautiful about it are these sashings. So you've got sashing, and then you've got 9-patch posts that are between each of the blocks. So we're going to be putting those together using strip piecing. Strip piecing takes long width of fabric strips and sews them together into long strips, and then following the directions in your pattern, you're going to cut those strips into specific sizes to build your 9-patch post and your sashing. So the directions for this are on page 6 in your pattern. So on page 6, it's going to give you specific directions on how to assemble these. We're going to start with the sashing. So we've got the strips sewn together for your sashing. Then all we need to do take these strips and cut them down to the sizes indicated on the pattern. That's going to make the strips that will go between each one. Let me see. Here's looking for the right ruler. Okay. All right. So as you can see, we've got the strip together. We've already trimmed the selvage off. And then we'll just cut those into the strips that will go between your blocks. So when you see a block, like here's a block here, that block will then have a piece of the sashing on each side, so that as you're putting it together, you'll end up with a piece of the sashing all the way around, framing your block really beautifully. And the way these get put together is you'll sew it together just like rows, just like you've been doing all the others. So I'm going to set this to the side for a second, and we're going to assemble. I'll cut a couple more of these so that we can, so that you can see how these are going to be put together. You're going to need several of them. It tells you in your pattern exactly how many you'll need. Together there. Okay, I'm gonna put that scrap to the side. Okay. All right, I've got those sashing pieces. I would just keep going and do as many as what your pattern is telling you to do, but you can see how it's going to frame those blocks really beautifully. All right, so now I'm going to talk about how to put together your 9-patch post. So you're going to strip piece those as well, and you're going to need strips that have your background and then color, your contrast here, and then you're going to need strips that have background here and your contrast in the center. Then you're going to follow the directions in your pattern for what size to trim these down to. So I'm going to cut a few of these right now. And then I'll show you how to put these posts together. So you'll take these strips that you've put together, you'll trim them down to the size indicated on the pattern. It's going to give you a bunch of little units like this. You'll just keep cutting until you've got the whole strip cut up. You'll just keep going. And you'll need a few of these strips. Again, your pattern tells you how many of these you're going to need. I'm going to set it to the side. I'll finish cutting that in a bit. Now I'm going to cut some of the other contrast strip so that I can show you how these come together. Okay, and again, I'll finish that in a bit. All right, so you're going to take these and you're going to be putting together 3 of these to make your 9 patch. When I pressed these, I pressed to the contrast or to the dark so that I could nest these seams when I'm putting them together. Okay. Okay, now I need another one. And again, I'm just going to nest those seams and put a pin to hold it. Take those pins out. You'll see. And there you'll have your little 9 patches. You'll give these a quick press and they'll be ready to use for your post. I'm going to put another one together for you real quick. Again, you'll just nest the seam. Make sure you've got it pinned so that it stays in place. Same thing, nest the seams, put a couple of pins in to hold them into place. And there's your 9 patch. So you want to give these a good press. After you give them a good press, then you'll be ready to start putting, after you get all these put together, you'll be ready to start putting your quilt together. And I'm just going to give you an idea of what this is going to look like. So you'll have your blocks. Then you'll have your 9 patches at the post. And then you'll have your pretty sashings that go all the way around, framing your block. And when you assemble this in your quilt top, you'll stitch this row together all the way across. You'll stitch this row together all the way across, and then you'll attach your rows. Then you'll add your inner and your outer borders, and your quilt top will be finished. So within the next week or so, I'll post a final video that just shows me putting the quilt top all together. But you've got all the tools you need now. You've seen all of the techniques, all the strategies, all the units that you need to put your quilt top together yourself. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those look like.